Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. So in today's video, we get to purchase a new tool and it comes with some 22 caliber bullet casing. So stay tuned, we're gonna have some fun today. We're on our way to the store right now. Got to pick up a new tool. Basically, we need to get these windows and doors finished. So this weekend it's supposed to be up to 60 degrees. So we want to go ahead and get the entire house painted with the rubber wall and get it 100% waterproof and done from here on out. Now the problem is removing all those window bucks and securing them, which hopefully I don't have to remove them all. I only have to remove them if the rough opening has changed from when the concrete was poured. Now the reason why I got to get this tool and do it this way is basically those window bucks need permanently attached to that concrete, and after doing the man door from the garage into the house, it's just a huge pain in the butt to be drilling through the wood into the concrete and then tap conning them all in. So the tool that we're using, I don't know if you've seen them before, but I know they've been around forever. In fact, I remember playing with them as a little kid, finding them in the garage and figuring out how to use them inappropriately. This one I believe I'm going to pick up is called the Ramset. Basically, it's a 22 caliber bullet, but without the bullet. It's just a casing with black powder in it. You load it in, you load a nail, you put it up against what you want, and you shoot it, and it literally, like a bullet, shoots the nail through the wood and into concrete. That'll take each one literally 2 seconds to do, instead of drilling through so much concrete, changing out drills, and then hammering in a tap con. So this should make this job 1,000 times easier and quicker. The tool's not cheap at about $90, plus how many cartridges am I gonna need, plus how many nails am I gonna need. So it's probably gonna get expensive, but I think it's well deserved to save in a timely manner. So once we go pick up the tool, we'll remeasure everything. If everything looks good, we'll shoot all the nails in, completely attach that window buck now to the concrete, and then since it's actually kind of warming up today, we'll go ahead and start using the mastic around all of the windows, filling in all the major cracks, and then we should be ready again for an entire rubber wall paint job on the front, the side, and the back side of the house. So stay with us. I got to get the trailer off here and we'll go pick up this tool and start using it. Back home, okay, we got the Ramset single shot gun here. So we're gonna see how well this works. Like I said, I haven't really used these since I was a kid, and that was mostly just playing with loading in the 22 caliber cartridges, holding the safety back, and just kind of letting it fly across the yard. So not exactly recommended at this day and age or in adult life, but you never know. So they had 4 different cartridges there. They say 1 through 5, but 2 said masonry. I think 3 said brick, and then 4 said concrete. So we went with 4 since that's kind of the biggest cartridge they have, and I went with the 3-inch nail because we're going through a 2.5 or an 1.5 inch of lumber, and then obviously I want it deep enough into the concrete. So we're gonna load one of these up, get some eye and ear protection, and knock one out, and let's see how well they perform. All right, I do want to test this real quick. This is the concrete that the walls are poured out of, so it's the same stuff. So let's go ahead and attach a piece of wood to it, and let's see if the concrete breaks up or shatters or anything. All right, first off, I can't get it off, so that's a good thing. Second, it doesn't look like the concrete moved too much. All right, so it broke it a little bit, but I think that was just me pounding it out. I don't think that chunk fell out of there until I was pulling and bending that nail. So That's a good thing that it barely hurts the concrete. So we should be able to go ahead and knock the rest of these out and not have to worry about any damage. And one of the nails that I put up in there, it was sticking out a little bit too far. Hit it with a sledgehammer, pushed it all the way in flush, so we don't have to worry about any sticking out. They're not going to impede on the window install or any of the interior trim. So I got a 7/8 bit on here. We're going to go ahead and just kind of auger out a little bit. That way that head is more flush with the wood. Ooh, that went fast. That wood is a little softer than I thought. Oh good, that washer fits in perfectly there. Nice. Okay. So that's almost flush. I'm gonna have to hit that in just a little bit. Some of that orange, whatever that sheathing is around here, held the top of that a little bit out. But that definitely makes the washer a lot more flush, so I don't have to do much there. But that's definitely holding it in a little bit better. I probably am gonna zigzag these a little bit since this is only a 4-inch core. I don't wanna go obviously too far, but we can go ahead and kind of stagger it a little bit. But that nail is pretty stout. It's bigger than probably a 16 penny. So this definitely is not going to be able to be pushed in or pulled out when wind's blowing on the windows. So that's definitely going to keep that nice and secure. But that's perfect. It's a hell of a lot faster than drilling out every single hole and using a bunch of Tapcons. And those Tapcons aren't cheap, but neither are these. So besides about $90 for the gun, it's kind of a wash. But this is going to make this install a lot faster to get all these windows and doors done. So this should be fun. There you go. That one was better. That kind of blew out all that plastic. Not sure why that one. Maybe I wasn't pushing hard enough. But let's continue up this wall and get this thing done. All right, so another day coming to a close. We're gonna wrap this one up here. I got all of the front done, as you saw. were nailed all the way in for all of the bucks for the 3 windows in the front, plus the front door. We're masticed all the way around. So again, we should be ready to spray on either Saturday, and it's Thursday right now. So we've got all day tomorrow to finish the basement windows and the whole back of the house. That was a lot easier than I thought. It looks pretty good. Just because the windows are going to be exposed for a little bit longer. The holes that I drilled down into the bottom of the window buck, I did go ahead and put a glob of mastic down in there, so that's sealed off so water's not sitting behind my nail and getting in on my wood and stuff. But again, these windows have to be done. They are already masticed all the way up and around, and I did that when I spray painted the bottom of the house when we did the basement. But we've got a few more spots to take care of all throughout here. We got to cut off this foam all the way around, and that's got to be mastic too. That bucket is almost empty, so we're gonna have to go pick up at least the bucket of mastic tomorrow and use it for all of this. But so far it's going so good. I'm thrilled that it's basically really waterproofed like that. I really don't see any problems in the future because once that rubber wall is sprayed on, and it's going to go over top of the mastic, over top of the window bucks, and then I'm going to spray it in a little bit also. It's basically a liquid flash all the way around that wood. It's never going anywhere. It's going to be bulletproof probably for the life of the house unless the windows fail. And the other good thing is again, the rubber wall is self-healing. So when we do go ahead and screw our windows down or nail our windows down to those wooden window bucks, that rubber wall basically sticks around that screw or nail, seals it, and then you shouldn't have any leaks. It should adhere to the life of the fastener to that window buck. So I'm gonna wrap everything up here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hey everybody, so unfortunately as this is recording, the GoPro and the external mic aren't getting along. This is the second time this has happened. I'm not really sure why it's happening, but obviously I don't know that it's going on until I'm back inside and I'm editing. So unfortunately I kind of have to do this from memory. But basically what I'm talking about is, if you saw some of the video there where I've got some 2x pushing up against things, like that back window or that back door, I was kind of down at an angle. Those boards obviously have been sitting there for like a month or so now, so they're kind of bowing with no support or being attached to the concrete. So I was just taking out the bow basically and putting in the nails with the ram shot. So that's what you're kind of seeing there and what I'm talking about. What also is going on is we're not going to get the paint sprayer tomorrow. I could not find anyone to rent one to me, so that's what I'm talking about here also. So tomorrow the game plan is to go ahead and put the mastic all around the doors and windows, which I believe I got everything done. I still have to do the top plate down to the ICF, but what I'm going to do is get a bucket of the rub bar wall, since that product can be sprayed on, rolled on, or put on with a paintbrush. And I'm going to go about a foot around all of the windows and doors by simply painting it on with a brush. And that'll then give me the ability to, when we go ahead and put the windows in, which the windows will probably be here before we get a nice enough day where we can spray the entire house. So I think it's going to get too cold, and we're just not going to be able to do that by probably next spring. The ICF should be fine, but again, I want the rub bar wall down now, so when the window goes up against that wooden buck, you've basically already got your 1 inch over liquid flash all the way around the window into the ICF, and that will keep that completely waterproof. As for the rest of the spraying, we'll just tape up the windows so we're not spraying on them one day come spring, or maybe if we get a nice warm winter day where we can be able to do it. But all the paint sprayers apparently large enough from any local Sherwin-Williams that has one available has been rented out for like the next month, so we basically just don't have any options. So that's what we're dealing with there. What I'm going to talk about here in a minute, though, is if you saw from the video earlier, we already bought our sheathing. That's going to be in another video talking about what we bought and us installing it. And if you look back there on the gable wall from the house to the garage, we actually already started putting up some of the sheathing. So that way, when we put the sheathing on for the roof, it's butting up against the sheathing on that gable end, and it's not overhanging it. So we want to get that wall done first, and then put the sheathing on, and then we can put the peel and stick under laminate and the ice and water guard. And we should be starting that tomorrow. Right now it is Friday, and I've got a boom lift coming, so bright and early we should be fixing at that gable end wall with that zip panel there on the floor, and we will put the sheathing on the roof, and we should be good to go. And I think we'll have Aaron start painting around the windows and doors, and we can get this thing finally closer to getting buttoned up when the windows get here. And we did drop the check off today for the 75% down that we needed to purchase the windows and doors. So hopefully soon those will be here, and then the next week we'll have a roof on, and we should be good to go. But we're going to wrap this video up here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments about how to attach other sorts of window and door bucks, since obviously there's more than one way to skin a cat, you can go ahead and ask and see if I have any other options. But there are other options out there. This was just my option to do the simplest install, and to also use traditional lumber, as I think that's a little bit more form-fitting and secure for a nail or screw on your windows and doors, as opposed to going in some ICF type products where you're basically having to screw into plastic. So that's why I decided to go this way. But again, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you on the next one.